I found out my husband had been cheating on me for 2 years, the day before our 5th wedding anniversary, 4 months after I gave birth to his son. My name's Alara. I am 28 years old, and I'm a soon-to-be single mother living in my in-laws' house while my music producer husband books flights to chase clout. But here's the part that broke me. Every flight I bought him with my own money to build his career, he used to sleep with other women. I didn't just support his dreams. I funded my own betrayal. We met when we were 16. I honestly thought I'd found my person. Jax was charming, you know? He had that unfocused high school ambition. But I loved him. I loved him with a certainty that only your first real love can give you. We were together for 18 years. High school sweethearts who were supposed to beat the odds. Everyone said we were the couple who would beat the odds. Our souls were meant to be together. I believed them with my whole heart. All those flights I booked him were my way of saying, go get it, we're a team. I didn't realize I was buying him tickets to escape me. Every time that plane took off, it was carrying the betrayal I paid for. We were only 2 years in when it started. I remember saying I wished someone would make beats for my favorite songs. Jax had never even tried production, but he just decided to go for it. He found a talent he didn't know he had, and I found out he was his first believer. Everyone else saw a kid who was unfocused, but I saw his potential. I saw it like a clear future, you know? I was so proud. I loved being the one person who really believed in him. Now I see I wasn't his prophet. I was just his biggest fool. That feeling didn't last long, though. It started small, maybe 2 years in. He'd talk about other women, how hot they were, how he desired them. It made my stomach knot up, but I thought he was just being honest. Then he'd say the same thing every time. It's just sex. Only women get emotional. He was testing me. He was conditioning me. I see that now. He was setting up the pattern, telling me what he was like and waiting to see what I'd let him get away with. I stayed quiet. I thought I was strong for ignoring it. I just wish I'd listened to that gut feeling. We did get married, eventually. I thought that would change everything. I really did. But Jax argued against us moving in right away. Then he said a joint bank account wasn't important. No date nights, no counseling, nothing. I was married, but I felt more alone than I ever did before. We were always staying at relatives' houses, and I kept wondering when our real life would finally start. He was refusing to build a life with me. That feeling of being alone next to him is something I felt a lot later, especially during those 4 a.m. feedings with Leo. Then he started producing tracks for bigger artists. People were noticing him. His name was everywhere, at least in those industry circles. That was when his conversation changed. He'd tell me he had concerns about messing up. He'd say, "I'm worried I'm going to cheat." I thought he was being vulnerable, like he couldn't control it. Now I know those weren't warnings. They were just him saying, "I am going to cheat, and you need to get used to it." Every time he came home smelling like that careful cologne, I should have known he wasn't just working late. We still couldn't afford our own place. Jax wasn't making steady money yet, but he needed to travel for sessions. I believed in him so much. I used my own money and my credit card to book his flights. I did it so he could meet people and build his network. I was building his empire with my own hands, ticket by ticket. Every boarding pass I bought was my sacrifice for our future. That's the irony that kills me. I thought I was investing in us. Instead, I was literally paying for him to fly away and sleep with other women. My love was repurposed as a weapon. While Jax was chasing his dreams, I held everything else together. He was never helpful at home. Never. He wasn't even affectionate most of the time. Sure, he'd buy me something nice when he had money, but he wouldn't give me his presents. I was elevating his career in 100 invisible ways. I did the laundry, I paid the bills, I managed everything. I was lifting him up while he just focused on his own ego. I was doing all the unseen labor, and all he was doing was booking more flights on my dime. He was always gone, physically or mentally. Then I got pregnant. My heart exploded. I thought, this is it. This will make us a real family. But I miscarried. The grief was suffocating. I remember the smooth, cold plastic of the pregnancy test in my trembling hand, the one that decided my world was over. Jax was there, but he wasn't really there. He didn't know how to hold me. I mourned all alone, even when we were lying next to each other. He was emotionally gone already. The fear I felt back then was nothing compared to the relief I felt later, holding Leo. That delivery room moment saved me. Almost 3 years after the miscarriage, I got pregnant again with Leo. But this time I couldn't relax at all. I was paranoid. Every cramp, every little feeling, every doctor visit, it was all laced with terror. I was haunted by the loss before. I needed Jax to be present, to reassure me that we would be okay, but he was always somewhere else. His body would be next to me, but his mind wasn't. Now I realize he was somewhere else physically, too. He was already cheating on me, booking flights and starting his affair while I was just trying not to lose our son. As his career grew, I started seeing the split. Around industry people, Jax completely changed. He was articulate and thoughtful. He'd talk about art and respect, playing the good man. Everyone bought it. Everyone thought he was amazing. But I was the only one who saw him when the audience left. I saw the real him. The one who'd get notification pings on his phone at odd hours. The one who came home smelling like fresh cologne when he didn't usually care that much. The difference between the two Jaxes was maddening. Then Leo arrived, and for a moment I really thought we had hit a reset button. Holding him for the first time was everything. My entire body just let out a breath I'd been holding for 9 months. It was a terrifying, overwhelming love. Jax seemed happy too. He posted about fatherhood and played the role for everyone online. But something felt off even then. He was just performing being a dad, the same way he performed being a producer. I'd hold the weight of our son in my arms during those 4 a.m. feedings, staring at him sleeping next to me and still feel utterly alone. He was right there, but he was gone. My instincts were screaming so loud I couldn't ignore them anymore. I finally asked him directly, "Are you cheating on me?" He denied it at first, of course. He got defensive, acting like I was crazy for even thinking that. But I kept pressing. The intuition was too strong to be just postpartum worry. I knew in my bones that something massive had shifted. I could feel it rotting the foundation we had built. I kept seeing those text messages he was smiling at. That man I married was definitely hiding something, and I needed to know what it was. Finally, Jax broke. He admitted it. 2 years. 2 years of cheating, not just quick hookups, but an actual affair. The floor dropped out from under me. It spanned my entire pregnancy, everything. While I was terrified of losing Leo, while I was physically pushing his son into the world while I was learning how to be a mother, he was with another woman. 2 years of lies? I keep going back to the delivery room. That moment I felt my body exhale and knew I was strong. I was strong enough to survive that, and I will be strong enough to survive this too. The timing of it all was cruel. I found out for certain the day before our 5th wedding anniversary. Our anniversary. The day that was supposed to celebrate half a decade of our life together became the day our marriage actually died. 5 years of vows, 5 years of my devotion, all revealed as a performance. I think about all the times I bought him flights for his career. My sacrifices meant nothing. He was just using my love as a quick getaway. That wedding anniversary will never be about what it was supposed to be. Jax didn't even apologize right away. Instead, he explained. He said he just loved women and their validation, like it was a cute personality quirk, not a horrible choice. He actually told me this was normal and common for men in the industry. He twisted it all around. He framed his betrayal as my failure to understand him, my lack of acceptance. He didn't take accountability at all. He just built a case for why he was right and why my feelings were wrong. I kept thinking about all the flights I bought him, feeling like a tool he used and then broke. Then came the line that completely broke something in me. He looked at me and said, "If you don't accept this, you don't love me unconditionally." He took the concept of unconditional love, the thing I'd given him for 18 years, and used it against me. He was turning my greatest strength into a weapon. He was saying, accept the betrayal or prove your love was fake. He wanted permission to keep hurting me and call it love. It was manipulation, pure and simple. I realized then that my love was funding my own degradation, just like my money funded his flights to other women. Jax said he wanted to stay together, but he was totally clear. He said, "I know I'm not a changed man. I can't promise I won't do it again." He wasn't even pretending he'd try to be better. He wasn't asking for forgiveness. He was asking for permission. He wanted me to sign off on my own degradation and call it staying married. That's when I knew this was completely over. He needed me to be a doormat, but I can't let Leo grow up seeing that. I survived 9 months of terror carrying our son, and I'll survive walking away from this lie. The detail that shattered me completely was the flights. I booked those tickets with my own money, my own belief, my own sacrifices. I thought I was investing in his future, our future, but he used every single one of those trips to cheat on me. Every boarding pass was a vehicle for his betrayal. My love literally funded his escape routes. That's the ultimate knife twist. I didn't just support his dreams, I bought the tickets for the affair. It was my heart that paid for his escape routes. I started piecing together the timeline, and the horror just got deeper. He wasn't just cheating sometimes. He was maintaining a whole affair during my pregnancy. While I was paranoid about losing Leo, going to doctor's appointments terrified, Jax was building an intimate relationship with someone else. My body was transforming to create his child, and he was emotionally and physically absent because he was present with her. That's the cruelty I can't shake. That split second I held Leo and knew we made it, that feeling was real. His presence during those 9 months was not. And it didn't even stop after Leo was born. Even as my body healed and I was in that fog of new motherhood, Jax kept going. 4 months of me waking up at 4 a.m., holding the weight of our baby when my body wasn't even mine yet. 4 months of total vulnerability, and he spent them lying to my face while I held his son.
I'd stare at him sleeping in the bed next to me during those night feedings, feeling completely alone. He was still booking flights, still smelling of that careful cologne, still keeping his secrets. The postpartum period is hard enough without that kind of cruelty. When I pressed him for details, Jax turned nasty. The nice guy mask slipped completely. He became spiteful. I saw the contempt he had for me underneath all of the performance. He was angry that I wouldn't just accept the situation. He was angry that I dared to have feelings about his betrayal. The manipulation would stop, and then the cruelty would start. He wanted to keep me off balance so I wouldn't leave him. He needed me to keep funding those flights and paying for his secrets while he traveled to the other women. He was still prioritizing his freedom over his own collapsing family. I realized I'd been lonely for years. All of Jax's conversations were always about his career, his sessions, his tracks, his industry connections. He put that career above me constantly. I kept tolerating it because I thought it was temporary. I thought when he got successful, it would bring us presence and security. But success just gave him more resources to escape me, more money for flights to hide his betrayal. I was the architect of his empire, but I was building a cage for myself. He used my devotion to isolate me. Every time I tried to talk about the cheating, Jax had a new excuse. The industry is like this, he'd say. Men need validation. I'm just being honest about my nature, he'd claim. He wasn't trying to take responsibility. He was building a case for why his betrayal was reasonable, like it was an inevitable thing he couldn't stop. He was always paving the way for his bad choices. It was never about being sorry. It was about shifting the blame to the environment, or even to me. He used my money for flights and my fear to make me quiet.
Worse than the excuses were the lies he was still telling. Even when he was confessing, he was hiding details. I could feel it. There was more he wasn't saying. More women, more incidents, more layers of betrayal. He was only giving me enough truth to make himself look honest while protecting the really dark secrets. He keeps trying to blame me for being emotional, but my gut feeling has always been right. It warned me when he first started talking about other women, and it was screaming when I was alone with Leo at 4 a.m. Now it's telling me he's still a liar. The cognitive dissonance is what's truly maddening. I watch Jax at industry events or see his posts online, and he's this thoughtful, respectful guy. Everyone thinks he's great. His reputation is spotless. They all buy into the performance. But I'm the only one who knows the truth. The real Jax is the one who neglected me and cheated on me while I was pregnant. The one who uses my money to book his flights and my love to manipulate me. The good guy is just a costume he puts on for the world. What really disturbed me was how unbothered Jax seemed by everything. There was no remorse, no devastation at losing his family. He was just still working, still booking sessions, still living his life like nothing happened. He would text me every day with these arrogant mixed signals that just kept me confused. He wasn't grieving the marriage at all. He was annoyed that I wouldn't just comply and accept his cheating. It's like he doesn't have a heart. He was already emotionally gone. I was grieving 18 years, and he was just annoyed about the paperwork. Even now, in the middle of this crisis, with us talking separation and our son's life turning upside down, Jax booked a flight. Not for emergency work, just because he wanted to go out of town. He is still prioritizing his image and his career over his collapsing family. The audacity is breathtaking. I bought those flights for him for years, thinking I was supporting our future, and he just keeps booking more on his own now, running away. It just shows that the flights were never about work. They were always about escaping me.
I see clearly now this whole success thing is an illusion. Jax thinks he's made it. He has clout, he has attention, he's known in the industry, but he has no real money. We can't even afford our own place. He's still living at his parents' house. Yet he walks around like he's this mogul, totally convinced these women want him for him. He thinks he's special. He's so blinded by this minor fame that he can't see that he's being used for access. The exact same way he used me to fund his flights and build his career. He's convinced he's on top of the world, but he's just being played. The irony is the ultimate betrayal. I was the one there for 18 years, the one who believed in him when no one else did. I sacrificed my own stability to build his whole career. And now he's throwing me away for these women who wouldn't stick around for 1 month without his industry access. He can't see what he's given up. The fame has gotten into his head so much that he's lost all sense of reality. He thinks he's an empire, but he forgot who the architect was. I made the decision to separate and move out of his parents' house. It wasn't impulsive at all. It was the clearest choice I've ever made. I can't let Leo grow up watching this dynamic, learning that love means tolerating betrayal. I can't model that for my son. I can't stay here waiting for the sound of notification pings on Jax's phone in the dark, wondering where his next flight will take him. I can't save someone who doesn't think he needs saving. I know I survived carrying Leo, and I'll survive walking away now. The hardest part isn't just losing Jax. It's grieving 18 years of my life. My entire adult identity was built around him. We were together since I was a teenager. I don't even know who I am without him. I'm terrified to find out, but also a little thrilled. I know I have Leo. He is my evidence that I can survive anything. I carried him through that terror and brought him safely into the world. Now I have to carry myself through this. I have to find out who I am when I'm not the architect of his false empire. Looking back, I see the pattern now, so clearly. I missed it while I was living in it. The resistance to commitment, the refusal to merge our lives, the constant talk about other women. He warned me he might cheat. He was preparing me for the inevitable, asking for my permission in advance. It was never going to work because Jax never intended to be faithful. He just wanted permission to be faithless. He used my devotion to fund his flights, and I finally realized that the truth is my ticket out. The betrayal didn't destroy me in the end. It hurt worse than anything I've ever felt. A physical, sickening pain. But under that pain, I found something solid. Clarity. I know I deserve better than a love that requires me to shrink. I was the architect of his false success, and now I'll be the architect of my own liberation. He let the industry get to his head, but I'm letting the truth get to my heart. I carried Leo safely through terror. I can carry myself now. If you're connecting with this, I need you to subscribe. Tell me in the comments where my confession has reached you.